If you had to give like a typical profile for the average person who comes to the space, or that you've managed to kind of attract over a year.
Yeah. I have like my favorite members, not in terms of
Okay,
like their
yeah,
personality, but the fact that they get so much out of the space.
yeah, yeah,
Because I just love it when people like they really utilize it,
yeah,
and they get it. And it's not like I need to necessarily be like best friends with them, but I'm just like I love the fact that you get it.
yeah, yeah.
So there's I guess a good example would be someone that does work, like does have a remote job and like
Mm,
works and maybe works quite a bit and comes here for
mm,
that. And but on top of that, they also want to connect with people. Maybe
mm,
they're like traveling alone, like they're by
mm,
themselves. They don't necessarily have a group of friends with them. They wanted to like meet new people.
mm.
There's been like a couple people that like before they even came to Chiang Mai, they were like, I already knew about your place
Yeah,
and I was gonna come as soon like I wasn't going anywhere else because I
yeah,
knew what I wanted. I knew that this is the vibe
yeah.
that I wanted to go for. And so then they would sort of do their work in the day. Maybe they would come to one of the co-working events in the daytime.
Mm,
And then in the evening, they'd be social and they'd want to hang out and they would want to play games or they'd want to
mm,
like learn Thai or something like that.
mm.
It's not necessary that like, oh, they have to like all of the events because that would just be kind of very unlikely that someone
Right.
would love all the events. But some people come to almost all of them.
Yeah, yeah,
And again, it's not necessary that they love the activity. It's more they just want to be around people. They want to hang out. They want to
mm,
make friends. They want to connect with people.
mm.
Um, and that, I guess, in itself is what sort of, yeah, unites all the events and maybe unites the kind of members as
Yeah.
well. Well, a lot of them anyway.
Mm,
So that would kind of be the profile of someone that's, works hard but plays hard type thing.
yeah.
And is social. A lot of people are actually introverted, which is
Mm,
interesting that they kind of, they don't go around just like chatting to everyone straight away, but they
mm,
want to be around people. Like it's
mm.
like that kind of interesting mixture where they're like they don't necessarily naturally go and be the life and soul of the party, but
Mm,
they do search for that connection in a different way. So they'll come to events, they're not necessarily really loud and talking to everyone, they just
mm,
like to be there.
mm,
I
mm.
think that's actually really nice.
Yeah,
That's more meaningful to me in many ways because extroverted people, I would say I'm quite extroverted. So I generally, I can chat to people
yeah,
in a lot of situations.
yeah.
And I've never really had an issue with that. But for some people, they're like, oh, like some people have said to me, like, oh, before this place,
Mm,
I just didn't really socialize. I didn't really have any friends, or I didn't
right.
really go out and like meet people much. It just
Yeah,
wasn't something I did. But like here, I feel comfortable doing that. And they're
yeah,
like, and I see that they're not necessarily like going around talking to everyone, but they're in their little like kind of comfortable corner, chatting to one person, and like
mm,
they actually, someone said like, oh, if it wasn't for this place, I just wouldn't have stayed in Chiang Mai because I
mm,
wouldn't have made the friendship group I made,
mm.
and that was very touching. Like
Yeah,
that was really
yeah,
nice to hear because I'm like, wow, like I've changed
yeah,
sort of your course of your life in a way of where you ended up, where you end up staying. It's kind
yeah,
of, I never would have anticipated that that was a possibility to make somewhere where it's like, affecting
yeah,
people in that way.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that was nice.
That must feel really incredible.
Yeah, definitely.
I can just imagine like if I could bring that to someone, and I would like to in the future, I think, and
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
would be incredibly deeply satisfying.
Mm,
Yeah, I just kind of imagine that most people probably fall, into the middle of the bell curve where there's
mm,
like extrovert down here, there's
mm,
introvert down here
mm.
who like really doesn't want to talk to anyone. A lot of people in the middle where it's not the first instinct to go into someone on the street and say, I'm
Yeah,
Max or what have you, but they still want to connect. So
definitely.